So here is the Packer camp. See if I can find a parking spot big enough for the rig. This right here looks like a good spot. Might just back into this area here. Guess I could just do a round, but the thing I'm thinking of, so you can see all of the different things set up for horses. The one up here is kind of out of the way, and I don't want to take up somebody's spot if they need it for horses. So I think what I'm going to do is just back up to this first spot. I'm going to jump out real quick, unhook the tow car, move it back, and then I can just back the bus up.
Just a ghost in his town. Yeah, honey, I'm just a ghost in his town.
Good morning, everybody. Kobe's and I have been at the Packers camp now for about a week. I think it's a little under a week. Just had Labor Day happen this past weekend, so it was fairly busy here. I was kind of happy about that, because this place is meant for people to bring their horses. Like, people have their campers here, for example. There was a group right here, so the bus is right there, right next to me. There was a group that had a truck with a trailer where they parked right there, and then they just had their vehicles there and camp out here. There's a trail that I'll take you on a little bit later. It's just absolutely beautiful, but it's a horse trail. Kobe's and I hike up there, walk up there a lot, but this has been a really cool spot. The only negative, and it could be a little bit of a positive, is I don't have any Wi-Fi. Long story short, the only thing that I have is an AT&T card right now, because my Verizon card, you need an adapter to put my Verizon into the booster, and I can't find the adapter. I have to order it on Amazon, and I have no place to ship it up here. So when I'm down in Kansas, hanging out west, I'll order another one. But long story short, no internet up here, so I have to go down to town. Like, the nearest place to get internet here is about a 25-minute drive, and that's the nearest place to get internet. And just checking my email, getting things done online. Typically the routine would be wake up, feed Kobuk, get some editing done for about an hour, and then, well, about an hour or two, then head into town, check my email, get everything done online, hang out there for a couple hours, and come back, and then spend the rest of the day here. So that's been the rotation that we've been doing here. Heading out today, might go down to Missoula, check that out. I saw that there's a pretty awesome dog park there, so spend the day with Kobuk, just exploring Missoula. He's been a very good boy here. We've been needing to run a little bit more than we should have, so he's a little bit full of energy, but again, that's another reason why we're going to the dog park. Just go there, schedule out an hour or two for him just to go there, play with pups, and then tomorrow wake up early and start the 20-hour journey down to Kansas. Yeah, this has been a cool spot. If I had internet here, it would have been a lot better. And it's just, again, working online, I gotta have that stuff. But they have a lot of tent camping all through here. The stables, I don't know if this counts as stables, the pens, really. Pens for the horses. Right now these horses are out. They're probably on the trail right now. However, there are some horses right up here. This is a free boondocking spot. You're able to stay here for 16 days. I wish I could find that stupid adapter so I could test out T-Mobile and Verizon to see if those work. But again, if you don't mind not having internet, this is the perfect spot. If you need internet for work, maybe not so much. So I'm not too sure what kind of horses these are, but those guys with the big ears, my guess is they're a mix.
going to move the bus up, hook up the car. Kobe's and I are going to go to a rest area, the same rest area we stayed the other night, and it's going to get some work done there, plan out my route, plan out where to go in Missoula, just because I have reception there. And something that just happened is my instrument panel was not working when I started up. So my battery, my water temperature, my oil pressure, and my fuel gauge were not working. I took the panel off, tried to reattach some wires. I think I got a short going on in there. Hopefully I can keep it going until I get down to Phoenix AAA bus, have Tony and his crew take a look at it. If it's something past just tightening everything up, but we will see. Thankfully it's died down a lot here. During Labor Day weekend it was pretty packed. I think there's an AT&T tower about 15 miles away, and I just think with all the trees it just made it almost impossible to get reception here. And going this way, I never looked at these trees in terms of their height, so hopefully we don't get too much scraping right here. We should be fine. I did not think about that. So Kobe's and I have quite the drive ahead of us. From where we're at now, we're 20 hours away from Wichita, where Wes is. We're gonna finish up everything in the interior of the bus besides the ceiling. Still need to get that sorted, but that is scheduled for October in Arizona. So I will link this spot in the description down below if you do want to come check it out, if you kind of want to go really off the grid for a bit here in Montana. But for me, I probably won't come back to this spot purely just for the internet. If I did have internet here, I definitely would be back. So we will catch all of you at the rest stop.
I'm running through a forest and it's on fire, it's on fire. And I've been searching for a river to lead me home, lead me home. But I wish I find it sooner.
Alright, so got some of the work done. Gonna start heading towards Denver. Got some filming to do there on the way to Kansas. Might actually hang out in Denver a little bit till it does cool down in Kansas. It's 90 degrees there today. I'll be totally fine with that. It's just more of a Kobuk thing, but we will see how that goes. I got the gauges going again. When I just started the rig just now, they were off. I think it's a connection. I went through all the fuses. I didn't think it was a fuse because it's intermittent. It'll work sometimes, other times it won't. But I found a connection in the back of the instrument panel that had some grime on it. Cleaned that off, really pushed that in together, and they're working now, so I'll keep you updated on that. But we are going to get on the road. Oh, no Missoula. I figured out that I was going to go to Missoula just for the sake of going. If I want to get stuff done like I originally planned, it's better just get on the road.
Yeah, I'm wandering through a world that ain't hers, that ain't hers. No, no, no. Well, honey, I'm just a ghost in this town. Honey, I'm just a ghost just a ghost in this town.
Well, hello everybody. It's been a couple days here in Bozeman. We're in Bozeman now. There's an awesome dog park here. It took Kobuk a lot, and he actually had to get a minor surgery. I'll show you that. Kobe's, come here, bud. Sit. So he had a little growth on the side of his snout. They had to go in, operate, obviously cut off a lot of the hair, cut into that, and the results from the lab should be back. I think she said within a week. That's been a couple days now. Just been kind of hanging out here, letting him rest, keeping an eye on him. They had to sedate him the first day, so with that, he was really just lethargic the rest of the day. He woke up the next day just ready to go, just a crazy pup again. So been letting him run at the dog park, making sure he doesn't get in the water. The dog park here actually has a little pond that dogs are able to jump into. I really like Bozeman. I wish I could spend more time here, but I've actually been staying in this this rest area for about 4 days now. So just a matter of time before my my welcome is worn out here. So we are going to be getting on the road. There was a Costco that I went to here in town, loaded up on groceries, got all of the fridge fully packed, ready to go to head south. And most of my time has actually been spent working on the computer, getting stuff done, getting the book ready to go, the coloring book, doing a lot of editing. So it's been a very, very busy time here, even though we've been kind of chilling and making sure Kobuk gets a little bit of exercise. But we need to get on the road. I'm going to go to another rest area. It's an hour and a half up the road. I was just on Instagram and found another school bus, and they are interested in doing a tour for Tiny Home Tour, so I might do that on the way. Then I got some filming to do in Denver, and then over to Kansas to work with Wes. So, gonna get on the road. So one other thing of note, I did get the gauges working. I think it was a ground or it's something with the ignition. I'm just gonna keep an eye on those, see what they do, but for the first time when I started the bus, they were working right away. Typically I'd have to move, just like when I left the last boondocking spot. I moved a little bit and they started working. Now they're working right when I turn the ignition on. With these diesel buses, there is a light on there that states that the engine is prepping to start. That light's finally turning on, and like I said, the gauges are working. It's just not worth driving these buses without the temperature gauge, because that's something you got to keep track of, and I was not going to drive this thing until I got that figured out. Also, you can see it's pretty cloudy. I still haven't got a full charge on the batteries for a while. They shut off early this morning. Even with this overcast, after a couple hours with everything off, the batteries were up enough to run and everything. But being that it's a little bit more chilly out, the fridge didn't cycle as much, so that was a huge help. That residential fridge is the biggest draw that I have if I'm not using the iMac. So I just switched over to the laptop, went to Starbucks, worked on the computer there outside with Kobuk. They had a plug outside, and it's been working pretty well. So we will catch you at the next rest area.
Woke up with a black eye today. When they ask me why, I've got nothing to say. I've been seeing in black and white, having trouble telling wrong from right. Pick the bottle up and put the bottle down. Now I'm riding on a merry-go-round. I'm gonna get home in no time. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna rob you blind. Pointing and laughing and singing like
Alright, just finished up a tour. Gonna see if I make this turn. Looks like we're good to go. Pretty cool couple. Own their own business ended up realizing that they didn't need a 3-story house, wanted to simplify, sold everything, and now they're living in a bus. They're going to be down at Schoolypalooza, so I'm sure you will see them down there. But it's pretty cool spot down here. There is no overnight parking, but I'm gonna go to a rest area, feed Kobuk, and then probably stay there overnight. Like I mentioned before, with Kobuk, I try and make sure that we just sit and chill for 2 hours after he eats, and it has been a little windy today. So, rest area it is.